Have you ever heard this before, that you need to save 10 times your income by age 67 to retire comfortably? Well, that's what the experts say. Fidelity, for example, says if you're earning $100,000 a year, you'll need $1 million stashed away. But let's be real, how many of us are on track for that? Not many. If you're like most people, that number feels overwhelming and maybe even impossible. Well, you're not alone. The reality is that very few Americans actually hit that $1 million mark by retirement, and yet many of them still live a comfortable retirement. So here's the truth. You don't need $1 million to retire well. You might not even need half of that. So in today's video, I'll break down exactly why that $1 million number is a myth for the most of us. I'll also show you how much it would actually take to create different levels of income in retirement so you can understand what that number would be for you to live comfortably in retirement. So let's first address this Fidelity article, because coming from the finance industry, I know there's these benchmarks that get thrown around, like you need to have $1 million saved for retirement, and it can cause you to have a lot of financial uncertainty. But where does that number even come from? And does it actually make sense for everyone? Because in reality, there is not a one-size-fits-all answer. So Fidelity, a huge player in the financial industry, suggests this. By the time you're 67, you should aim to have around 10 times your income saved in investable assets. So for example, if you're earning $70,000 a year, that means you should have $700,000 in savings. Now, why do they say this? They're assuming you'll withdraw about 4% of that each year during retirement, giving you an annual income of around $28,000 from investments. Now combine that with Social Security, and that's supposed to cover all of your expenses. But here's the problem. This type of planning is based on your income, not your actual expenses. And let's be real, what you spend in retirement could look very different from what you're earning right now. Maybe your mortgage is paid off. Maybe you're considering downsizing or moving to another state with a lower cost of living. Or maybe you'll spend more time traveling. But using income as the only benchmark for savings doesn't account for these personal factors. And here's something else to think about coming from someone in the industry. Financial institutions like Fidelity make their money when you invest with them. So of course they're going to set high savings targets. That's literally how their business works. And I'm not saying their advice isn't valuable. Everyone needs a benchmark and something to shoot for, but it's worth considering that they have a vested interest in encouraging you to save more and keep those investments with them, because at the end of the day, that's how they make their money. Now here's my takeaway. Instead of stressing about hitting an arbitrary number like $1 million, focus on what your retirement will look like. What will your expenses actually be? Where will you live? What lifestyle do you want? It's much more effective to base your savings on your needs rather than trying to hit a generic target. So don't let these big benchmarks scare you or get you upset. It's just one way to look at everything and not the only way to plan. Okay, now I want to show you how much it would actually take to create different levels of income in retirement, starting with living on $5,000 a month. So let's walk through the numbers together. Let's assume a couple is retiring. We'll call them Jack and Sarah. Jack and Sarah are both 65 years old. Jack's Social Security benefit at full retirement age is $3,000 per month, and Sarah's is $2,000 per month. Their full retirement age based on their birth year is 66 years and 8 months. Let's assume their question is, can we retire? And they want to spend $5,000 per month. So what would it look like for them to be able to do that? If they retire at age 65 and collect Social Security early, their benefits will be reduced. Instead of $3,000 per month, Jack would receive $2,667, and instead of $2,000, Sarah would receive $1,776. Combined, they would have $4,443 per month in Social Security income. Now, this leaves them with a shortfall of $557 per month or $6,700 per year. If they need to generate that amount from their portfolio, and assuming a 5% withdrawal rate, they would need $134,000 in their portfolio, which is $6,700 divided by 0.05. If they wait until age 66 years and 8 months to retire, their full Social Security benefits would kick in, and at that point, they would receive a combined $5,000 per month, which would fully meet their income needs without requiring any withdrawals from their portfolio. Now, let's assume they wait until age 70 to collect Social Security. If they did this, their benefits would increase even further due to delayed retirement credits, which add 8% per year to their benefit after full retirement age. So by age 70, their Social Security income would exceed $5,000 per month, giving them more flexibility in retirement. There's a really important concept to understand called provisional income when it comes to Social Security. Provisional income is the method used to determine how much of your Social Security benefit is included in your taxable income. And in this scenario, with Jack and Sarah, none of their Social Security benefit was included in taxable income because their provisional income was under the threshold where benefits begin to be taxed. However, if Jack and Sarah wanted to live on $10,000 per month, the shortfall would be much larger, requiring them to take a lot more from a larger investment portfolio. So as a result, up to 85% of their Social Security benefit would be included in their taxable income. Now, I'm going to repeat that because a lot of people miss this. That doesn't mean 85% of their benefit is taxed. It means 85% of it is subject to tax at their current tax rate. So for example, let's assume Jack and Sarah are in a 10% effective tax bracket. Now, that's not their marginal tax bracket, the average tax bracket they fall into, which is their effective tax rate. So this means 85% of their Social Security benefit is taxed at that 10% rate. So as you can see, the more income you want to live on in retirement, the more variables come into play with taxes, portfolio distributions, and timing your Social Security benefits. There are a number of factors that can impact your retirement number. So first to consider is all of your potential income sources like pensions, Social Security, rental income, or part-time work. All of these can significantly reduce how much you need to save and how much you need to pull from your investment portfolio. Your retirement age is another significant factor. The sooner you retire, the more years your portfolio needs to last. If you retire at 60 and you're healthy with an estimated life expectancy to age 90, the longer your portfolio needs to last so you don't run out of money. Now, at the same time, the longer you wait to take Social Security, the higher your Social Security benefit will get. And then there's taxes. The more income you want to live on, the more income sources you'll need to pull from, which tends to trigger more tax consequences. So planning around income distributions becomes really important in your retirement years. Thank you all for watching. If you found this video helpful and want to learn even more strategies to retire comfortably and build wealth faster, check out my video on 7 smart 401k moves to retire early and build wealth faster than ever. It's packed with actionable tips to help you make the most of your retirement savings. Click here to watch it, and I'll see you over there.